How's it going? My name is MJ. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about alternate arts from Evolving Skies. Now, a lot of these alt arts have been slowly crashing for the past 6 months, but they have now found new, strong support lines and new entry points for us to possibly snap up these cards and buy a copy or two before they go back up again. So this is what I want to go over today. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. We're going to start with pokedata.io. It's a good place to go and look at price points for cards. It uses eBay sales, but we're going to just look at the total value, and then we're going to switch over to TCG Player for the singles. So right now, total value for this card is $3,405. The total value for Fusion Strike in comparison is $893. So we all know that Evolving Skies is one of the best sets from Sword and Shield. So let's go ahead and see how these cards are doing, because some of these prices have dropped significantly, and that's when it may be a good time to purchase these cards for your portfolio, for your collection, and possibly even for future investments. So now is the time to go ahead and dive into these cards and check out which ones we could possibly afford, because this set is expensive. Let's go ahead and start off with the Umbreon VMAX, currently selling for $975. That's right now in real time. There's a lot of volume for this card, about 4 to 12 copies are being sold every few days. We could see that this card is trending in the upward direction again, and it saw a support level of about $838 and $842, and now it's on its way back to $975, which is really close to its all-time high of $958, and it actually surpassed its recent all-time high for the year. So that's really great for this Umbreon VMAX. And what's really crazy is, in comparison, a year ago it was selling for $530. So Pokemon cards have a whole lot of potential to become investments. So this card is on its way back up. It's trending in the upward direction really fast, and so pretty soon we can see that this card hits $1,000. So super expensive chase card in the set. But let's go ahead and go to the second chase card in the set, the Rayquaza VMAX, which has somewhat of a more reasonable entry point. Let's go ahead and see how this card's been doing. If we look at the past year, it looks like the past 3 months it's been at a stable price point of about $386. Dropped down, to $398, $386. And so that's really good, because that shows that it's a good, strong, stable support line of about $380, $390. And it's still selling and trading at that price point. $399 right now is the market price. So this card has been selling for about $380 to $390, and that's a good stable price point. And if we look at 6 months ago, this card was able to peak all the way up to $528, with 20 copies of this card sold at $528, which is kind of crazy. And so if we look at a year ago, this card was only $260, $250. And so that's a 62% gain from a year ago. And what's great about this card is that it has the potential to go to $400, $500, and it's currently a $400 card. So this may be a really cool chase card to go ahead and purchase at the current price point right now. So it's all risk to reward ratio, right? These cards are iconic, and we don't know how iconic these cards can actually become in the future, right? That's the whole point of investments. You got to take that risk to reward ratio into account. But lower entry points are really great to keep in mind. Next, we have the Leafeon VMAX card. Pretty cool card. I haven't seen this card in real life, but it'd be really nice too. And let's go ahead and look at the past year. The past year, this card has been selling. Let's see. Currently, around the market price is $259. We could see that it's been trending in the downward direction for the past 6 months. And the all-time high for the year of this card was $356. So it's been trending in the downward direction. It's about $259 is the market price. If we look at a year ago, this card was $159. So That is crazy. This card shot up to from 159, 160, and in 6 months it shot up to $355, and 6 months later has dropped down to $259. So right now might be a good time to pick up this card. We could see in the last 3 months it continues to trend down, and so that's really good. It's less expensive than it was 3 months ago. $259 all the way down from $356. So there's the Leafeon VMAX. Let's go ahead and check out this Glacion VMAX card. I really like this card, so let's go ahead and see how it's doing. Looks like it's been also trending in the downward direction these past 6 months. Looks like it has a support level of about $231 in August, $266. So it's still trending in the downward direction. We can see that there's still a lot of selling pressure, and this card just keeps selling lower and lower in the past 3 months. If we look at the past month, yep, it continues to drop lower and lower. So it may be a good opportunity for this card. It topped out at around $315, and now it's only $231. So that's about a $90 loss in the past 6 months. It's a brilliant, awesome looking design and Pokemon. It even has Pikachu on it. So I think this is a really good popular Pokemon. If I were to get a card, it would definitely be the Glacion VMAX. You could just see that it's at a $230 right now. And so I don't know. I just feel like this card has a lot of potential. And currently the market price looks pretty good for this card. It looks like it's corrected a whole lot in the past 6 months. And so a lot of potential for that Glacion VMAX, currently a $230 card. Next, we have the Sylveon VMAX card right here. Currently, it's $190. We could see that it's been having somewhat of a stable price point at around $180, $190 in the past 3 months. So $180, $190 past 3 months. That looks like a good support level right there. In the past 3 months, it's been dropping from $229 down to $190. The all-time high for this card this past year was $269. And so, yeah, you can see that it dropped really, really fast over the past 6 months. And so, again, another card that might be a good pickup because it's already corrected significantly. Let's check out this Umbreon V, a really popular card. Alternate arts have really difficult pull rates, especially in Evolving Skies. That's why people call it Evolving Cries. And it got really popular and took off just like a lot of the other alternate art cards. We could see it's been selling at a pretty stable price point of around $150, $145. So it's definitely a really popular Pokemon. And so that makes sense that people are still buying this card up. You can see that it has a healthy volume of about 10 cards being sold every few days. And this card topped out at around $193. So $193, it's down to $141. And it's pretty stable. Has a pretty good support line of about $140 right now. All right, let's check out the Dragonite V. It got really popular over time, especially in the past year. Really nice sleepy artwork of the Dragonite V. Let's check how it's been doing this past year. It looks like it's starting to trend in the upward direction these past few months. It topped out at around $180. Currently, it's $141 for this card. And if we look at the last 3 months, it bottomed out at around $125 and is starting to trend in the upward direction and sell at $140. So it's recovered pretty well, this Dragonite V, and Dragonite is definitely an iconic Pokemon. Next, we have another iconic Pokemon. This time it's the Rayquaza V card. It's featuring the trainer right here. And let's go ahead. What is her name? Zenia. Let's go ahead and see the market price for this card. Looks like it had a healthy support line of around $110 for like 3 months. But currently it's dropped down to $101. So even cheaper than the last 3 months. That's really good when you're looking to get cards at a good entry point. I don't know how popular Zenia is, but it is a Rayquaza card. And this card topped out at $147. Next, we have the Espeon card. Some of these evolutions, although they have good artworks, they're not VMAXs, you know, so the texture is still there, but they're just not that flashy, but they're interesting. So the Espeon V card right here, currently selling at $88. It looks like it's had a pretty healthy support line of $90, $91 to $88 the past 3 months. And the all-time high for the year was $114. So there we have the Espeon V. Next we have the Sylveon V, and it has a lower market price than the Espeon V, but personally I like this card more. The Sylveon V is selling at a market price of around $72. We could see that it's been kind of slowly dropping over time. It had an all-time high for the year at $94 and has now dropped to $72. So it's dropped a considerable amount. So it might be a good time to pick up that Sylveon V if you like that card. Here's the Leafeon. There's a lot of Leafeon fans out there. Let's see how this card's been doing. Looks like it's been trading at a pretty good support line of around $70 to $85 the past 3 to 6 months. It topped out at around $94 and is currently selling for $71. So $20 loss in the past 6 months, but those are the times to get these cards, is when they're cheaper, right? Next we have the Glacion V card. Looks like it fell off pretty fast, pretty hard. It had an all-time high for the year at $101 and has made its way all the way down to $67. So that's big time losses for this game, for this card. And let's check out the last card in the set that we'll be looking at, and it's the Umbreon V card. Currently selling at, let's see, $33. It had an all-time high of about $45 this past year. And so not the most popular alternate art card, but definitely one that people started buying up because alternate arts have difficult pull rates, right? So, you know, you definitely want to, if you're looking to get any of these alternate art cards, they're all pretty stable right now. They've hit new support lines. So I think any of these cards that you're interested in for your collection or even investment, for investment purposes, it's definitely going to be these more popular Pokemon, right? The Evolutions, the Rayquaza, the Dragonite. And so, yeah, Evolving Skies is definitely a banger of a set. And those are the current price points for these cards right now. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.